Viewer discretion is advised.
It feels like the golden era of cults was like the 60s through the 90s, but today we get kind of like a millennial cult story.
Ooh, yay.
So I know that we've mentioned this, well, the outcome of this before, but we haven't fully covered who this person was or this cult. So,
okay.
Amy Carlson was born before the era of social media in Kansas on November 30th, 1975. But her family moved to Dallas, Texas shortly thereafter, and she was raised in Dallas. Because this was pre-social media, not a lot is known about Amy's early life. What we do know is that she was a straight-A student. She was involved in the school choir and was just like a totally normal gal. She married young, had a kid, got divorced, married again, had another 2 kids, got divorced, and married a 3rd time by like her early 20s.
Good God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's a whole lot. So, she worked as a manager at a Texas McDonald's and was still like involved in her children's lives, but there were also, there's testimony from her family that said that she was very minimally involved in their lives. Like they barely have any relationship with her at all.
Oh, okay.
So she worked as a manager at a Texas McDonald's, and despite not really having a relationship with her kids, she's like still a normal person in society at this point.
Okay.
But things started to get weird when in the early 2000s, Amy found like community online and dove into the world of alternative spirituality. So like New Age.
Okay.
So what started as a seemingly innocuous look into New Age religion served as more of a gateway drug into weird conspiracy theories. She was spending a lot of time on the forum lightworkers.com, where she met an alleged spiritual guide who went by Amaranth White Eagle.
Lots of whiteness in this episode.
Well, yes. Well, cults and racism and anti-Semitism, it's all like there's a reason why cults are predominantly white.
Yeah.
So it's important to note that Amaranth White Eagle is appropriating indigenous culture and is white, is not indigenous or Native American.
Got it.
This is just what he's calling himself. So White Eagle convinced Amy that she was a divine being, and she agreed, telling him that she had some unexplainable paranormal experiences, and this must explain why, because she's a divine being. So, newly anointed as a divine being on the internet by a guy named, Amaranth White Eagle, white man.
Right.
She suddenly, leaves her entire life. She leaves her job. She leaves her family. She moves to Colorado from Texas to be with White Eagle. She alienated herself from everyone she knew. Like, she had never met this man in real life. She just met this guy on the internet, got totally sucked in, divorced her husband and left everything.
So now she has divorced her 3rd husband.
Yep. And she's picked up and moved to Colorado.
God.
So she alienated herself from everyone she knew, and together with White Eagle built a new community that went by the Galactic Federation of Light. Eventually, they changed this to less of a mouthful name, Love Has Won.
Oh, I've heard of this bitch.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it.
And Amy and her followers would take to YouTube to proselytize their teachings.
Mm-hmm.
She claimed to be a 19 billion-year-old being who had birthed all of creation and started to go by Mother God.
Oh, and she's a fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah. Over the course of her 19 billion years, she had lived as Jesus, Joan of Arc, Cleopatra, and Marilyn Monroe. Her purpose was to lead those who believed into a mystical 5th dimension. Love Has Won believed that ordinary people were in a state of 3D consciousness, while members of the group had transcended to the higher level of 5D consciousness, G5 phones. But just in case this wasn't bonkers enough, the group also got deep into QAnon conspiracies.
Yeah.
She proclaimed that Donald Trump had been her father in a past life and adhered to the racist and anti-Semitic belief in cabal and this cabal that ran the world and, quote, determined to keep the planet in a low vibration state.
Oh my God. The vibes were off.
The vibes were off, says this racist lady. So this is a quote from Insider. Love Has Won had around 20 full-time members living together, but it also reached a large audience online that would watch the daily live streams, purchase its products, and donate money. Videos posted online often amassed thousands of views. To sustain the cult and its 20 or so members, they did these daily live streams and sold, quote, supplements and, quote, services.
God.
One such service was an etheric surgery or etheric surgery, which for $88 $88 a session could, quote, remove sickness and negative energy from the body. And I mean,
is this a surgery she sold online?
Yes.
Okay.
And here I've been spending thousands on diabetes management when all I needed was etheric surgery.
Idiot.
Boy, was I blowing it.
Moron.
Moron.
Dumbass.
I'm taking the dog, dumbass. So Amy also got super behind the alleged benefits of our favorite product, colloidal silver.
Oh, our favorite product.
Yep.
Well,
so,
Alex Jones just needs to sell $1 billion worth of that to pay off those victims.
Yeah, either sell $1 billion worth of it or drink $1 billion worth of it. Alex Jones, you choose. So yeah, this gal is super credible.
Yeah.
So the cult may have been small, but it certainly made an impression in the community because it was so many people were watching these videos nationwide. So from Wikipedia, quote, ex-members accused the group of physical abuse and sleep deprivation, with members allegedly only being allowed to sleep for 4 to 5 hours a night.
Ugh.
Sagachi County Sheriff's Office reported that they had received many complaints about the group from families about brainwashing and fraud. In May of 2020, a member of the group was found wandering the wilderness, disoriented, naked, and dehydrated after being described by the group as lacking the right energy and, quote, being on the wrong side of the mountain.
Oh, what? This is so bonkers.
So let me put that wrong side of the mountain remark into context for you to really paint how bonkers it was. Okay. One of the tenets of this cult is that they were descendants of the lost continent Lemuria, and that Amy was queen of the Lemurians.
Queen of the lemurs.
The lemurs. And they believed that the remaining Lemurians lived inside of Mount Shasta in California.
I love Shasta.
I know, so gorgeous. So if you're from the wrong side of the mountain, it's like the remark means you're not a Lemurian, which is like a deep insult within the cult.
Ugh.
I hate it.
You're no Lemurian.
Yeah.
Get out, scram. Can't you see you're
not wanted anymore? Go on, leave. Just go.
Just go.
Harriet the Hendersons is my favorite.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
I love it.
Such
Fucking John
film.
Lithgow. Okay. Just go.
Just go. Can't you see you're not wanted? That scene always made me cry. It's really
so sad.
Traumatizing.
It's so fucking sad. Holy shit. Okay. Whew, I got this. So members of the cult would come and go, mostly because of Amy's abusive behavior. Although she had banned drug and alcohol use within the cult, she herself was often high and extremely drunk. She was also regularly in sexual relationships with multiple members of the group, which isn't an issue by itself, but this was definitely to cultivate a power dynamic and manipulation. She's using it in the classic male cult leader sense of the way.
Mm-hmm.
A former member told Insider, quote, she would use people sexually. She would say, this person is ordained to be my partner. And she would have sex with that member and then later decide, well, you were only a temporary ordained person. Now I'm going to move on.
Ouch.
Yeah. Dumped.
Classic breakup line.
Yep. There is plenty of evidence in their videos all over YouTube of abusive, threatening, racist, and anti-Semitic behavior. Mm-hmm. In one completely unhinged video, Amy is screaming at one of the cult members for bringing meatballs instead of chicken parmesan to their communal dinner. Just screaming at him on live.
I'd be overjoyed with meatballs.
Meatballs are delicious.
I would take meatballs over chicken parm anyway.
I'm telling you, big hard say. Mm-hmm. In another video, she's visibly drunk, verbally abusing members and shouting, I'm fucking God, you fucking whores.
WWJD.
Yeah. IFGYFW.
Let's make rubber bracelets.
IFGYFW. I'm fucking God, you fucking whores.
Oh, what does your bracelet stand for? I'm fucking God, you fucking whores. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
So, by 2020, Amy's mental and physical health were taking a massive dive. She was barely eating, and her drinking had gotten really bad.
And the pictures I've seen of her, like in these later videos, she looks emaciated.
She is skin and bones.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not sleeping and she's not eating, and the only calories she's getting are from alcohol and like colloidal silver.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That's a bad combo.
It's not good. So one former member recalled, quote, I doted on her and tended to her every need. She drank 10 shots of vodka a night. When she would drink at night, she would lose her cognitive abilities and she would fall and walk into walls.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. So she was the worst.
Yeah.
She was messed up, but she was also the worst. And to like paint a picture of I just don't get how anybody ended up following her. Cause like, okay, this is a quote that's like from a screenshot of one of her YouTube videos. And this is the message that she was putting out. Like this is part of her about me, basically.
Her Twitter bio.
Yep. It says, hello, loves. I am Mother God. For quite some time, you have been praying that I come back to help you. Because of that, I decided I had enough of the dark forces kidnapping my planet and my children. So here I am in the flesh. I was born on November 30th, 1975 in Kansas, USA. This is my 534th reincarnation and my quest to recover my beloved planet, the center of the universe, and the first planet I created. They tried to assassinate me 589 times this lifetime, but love has won. I love you. I've done my part, and now you have to get a move on because you wasted eons thinking you had a life under the manipulation of the cabal who used you like cattle. Yikes. Get a move on because this planet is ascending and you need to reconnect with Prime Source Creator, me, so that you can ignite your light bodies and can protect you again. You are either with me or against me. The experiment of free will has been declared a failure. It is void. Everything exists under divine will once more. Thank God, LOL. Get a move on.
That is so unhinged.
Yup.
Thank God, LOL.
LOL. Yeah, so that's her surviving on colloidal silver and alcohol alone. And just completely falling
purple.
apart. Oh, she does. There's photos on the drive.
Oh my God.
So to reset and focus on all of their wellness, but specifically hers, because she was clearly sick,
yeah,
the group relocated from Colorado to the island of Kauai in Hawaii. There, she got even deeper down the appropriation and racism rabbit hole, claiming to be the Hawaiian goddess Pele.
Oh
and this was,
God.
which is like an incredibly sacred part of like some indigenous Hawaiian cultures.
Yeah, it's not yours, lady.
It's not yours, no. So this was met with disgust and outrage from locals and indigenous Hawaiians who were protesting outside of the home that the cult was renting. And they were like relentless, like tossing eggs, like not letting them sleep. Like the protesters were there committed to this work.
Oh my God. They're
And
only getting 4 hours a night anyway.
I know. And these protests were effective. Like they successfully drove these white fucks off of the island, and they moved back to Colorado after only 2 months in Hawaii. So shortly after their return to Colorado, Amy appeared on the Dr. Phil show.
Yeah, this is how I know about her.
To be confronted by family and former members of the cult. And that would be her last appearance online.
Wow.
So this is from drphil.com. When Amy Carlson, also known as Mother God, appeared on Dr. Phil in September of 2020, she vehemently denied that the group she was leading, Love Has Won, was a cult. Less than 8 months after what was to be...
would say.
I know, exactly. Less than 8 months after what was to be her final television interview, Carlson's partially mummified corpse was found inside a mobile home at the group's headquarters in Moffett, Colorado.
Oh my God.
The body, according to reports, was allegedly missing its eyes, wrapped in a sleeping bag, and covered in Christmas lights.
Oh my God, that is so fucking creepy.
Yup.
Oh.
And this is still from drphil.com. So at the time this was written, a cause of death for the 46-year-old has not yet been released. The local news outlets are reporting that foul play was not suspected.
Okay.
Well, I mean, there's a reason. We'll get to it.
Oh my
So
God.
what the fuck happened? Rolling Stone did an incredible, it's very, 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 very in-depth story about this cult and what happened. It's like, it would take me a couple hours to read it. It's like one of those really legit Rolling Stone articles.
I love
so
those.
I highly, highly, highly recommend like drawing a bath and reading that bad boy. But I have a small excerpt from it because they kind of talk about, they just very concisely put together what had gone down here. So Rolling Stone says, on April 28th, 2021, Miguel Lamboy walked into the Salida Police Department and told authorities that they would find an enshrined mummified corpse, formerly Amy Carlson, at his home.
Formerly Jesus, formerly Marilyn Monroe.
Formerly Marilyn Monroe,
Joan of Arc.
Cleopatra. At his house in Crestone, Colorado. Officers documented Lamboy's full report in an affidavit in which his association with the group is downplayed, describing the followers living in his house off and on for years as people who temporarily needed a place to stay. He apparently had no knowledge of Amy's death or how her corpse, she died in California, ended up in his Colorado home.
Oh, Jesus.
Mr. Lamboy stated that he got up this morning, April 28, 2021, left Denver, Colorado, reads the affidavit. Mr. Lamboy stated that he left Denver and went to Buena Vista, Colorado, and then returned to his residence. Mr. Lamboy stated that is when he found a deceased female whom he knew to be Amy. When Seguchi County police officers arrived at Lamboy's house in Crestone, they found Carlson immediately. They could see the twinkling, multicolored makeshift shrine from down the hallway.
Like a Christmas tree.
Yep. The scent of sage hung in the air, according to an officer on the scene.
More
The
appropriation.
Yep. The room was decorated much like a child's bedroom with rainbows and hearts and stars. A few stuffed bunny toys perched atop the mantle above Carlson's body as if keeping vigil. She sat atop a bed wrapped in what appeared to be a sleeping bag and decorated with Christmas lights. Her body was in an advanced state of decomposition.
So
Her
was she like
eyes-
sitting up in the bed?
Yeah.
Like propped up against the wall?
Yeah,
or
like
something?
with pillows.
Oh my God, that's even creepier. Oh, this reminds me of the last scene in Hereditary.
Yeah. Her eyes had deteriorated to the point that they appeared to be missing entirely. So they weren't removed. They had just rotted away.
Shriveled out.
Yep.
Little
And
raisins.
the area around the empty sockets had been dusted with glitter makeup.
Oh! post-mortem?
Yup.
Oh, that is so fucking gross.
Her lips had receded, causing her teeth to protrude from her mouth. She was shockingly thin. Her skin was blue, though authorities wouldn't have known that her skin had already begun turning blue over the previous few months because of the silver she was drinking. And so this quote freaked me the fuck out. So she had already turned blue, but the cops that showed up there didn't know that. And one of them said, quote, "Wow, they painted her."
Oh my God. I just had a visceral reaction.
That's how purple she was. And like, I don't have any post-mortem photos of her, mortem photos, because I don't do that. But if you look on the drive, like there are pictures of her very soon before her death. And she is skin and bones, and she's like purple gray.
Her lips are already...
Yeah. She does look like she's been painted.
She looks already dead. This one of her in this like blow up pool.
In the bath or whatever she's in. Yeah. It's really scary.
God.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know this
Yeah.
part of it.
She was really fucking sick.
Yikes.
Really, 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 really sick.
The shrine and the glitter.
Yeah. They were like, keep caring for her in the shrine. They put her makeup on. So
this is
yeah.
so fucked.
I know.
Oh my God.
So it was determined that Amy had died at the age of 45 or 46, sorry, in an RV park outside of Shasta Mountain in California. So she died out in California.
With the lemurs.
Yep. Though she told her followers during her declining health that she had, quote, some form of cancer, the coroner's report did not find any cancer. What they did find was, quote, global decline in the setting of alcohol abuse, anorexia, and chronic colloidal silver ingestion, which, as we know from Kenyon's case, if you ingest too much of it, it causes organ failure, heart failure, like it could kill you.
It's a chemical that it's not supposed to be in your body.
Mm-hmm. So she was not eating. She was drinking around the clock and, like sustaining herself on booze and colloidal silver. And it killed her. She probably had a heart attack.
Or her
likely.
organs just like fucking melted.
Right. Exactly. So so she had essentially like starved to death. Her followers, believing that she had ascended to the fifth dimension outside of Shasta Mountain, then packed her up and drove her to Colorado, where they erected a shrine to their ascended god and lived with her for weeks. In the weeks leading up to her death, Amy had gone down to about 85 pounds in weight.
Oh my God.
And her followers were like providing her alcohol around the clock because that was all she wanted.
Oh my God.
She was also, as we see in the photos, completely purple from her silver intake. So like you could see it all there how she died. So that's why there's no foul play.
Where was she mummified in that sleep? I know I'm not supposed to ask you questions. So she's sitting up on this bed in the sleeping bag at this home in Colorado.
Yeah.
Was she there and in that position since the time she was freshly dead?
Yes, they had like put her, I think they'd only moved her to take her out of the mobile home and into the house. So like she's wrapped up and partially mummified. She'd probably like, her eyes are missing. So she probably decomposed considerably in the face and neck. And then where she was like wrapped and protected by the sleeping bag where that partial mummification could have taken place, would be my assumption.
So this homeowner didn't notice, smell, or anything?
No. He absolutely knew because he was part of the cult, and he intentionally downplayed his role and participation in this group. But he was fully in the cult.
Okay.
And like his house had been headquarters for this cult for like 10 years.
Got it.
So yeah, he was just like, oh yeah, no, like I let some people couch surf here.
One of them was purple. I don't know.
Yeah, it was the weirdest thing. And then, I was about to leave and I noticed a dead body at our house. So before I like go to Denver, I thought I'd stop here and let you know. It's like, and then he just like took off.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So this guy was totally in on it. So as Amy Carlson never saw a doctor, it's unclear what caused her initial health problems or whether her death could have been prevented with medical treatment. I think it's pretty safe to assume it could have been. One video from October 2020 shows cult members Aurora and Hope discussing Amy's request to be taken to a hospital. Quote, there's been moments that mom has asked us to take us to a 3D hospital, and we're like, nope, Aurora said.
A 3D hospital.
Yeah,
Wow.
because we're in the third dimension.
Right.
And they only go to the 5, only use a G5 phone.
Do they skip the fourth dimension?
Yep, I don't think it matters.
Oh.
She's not here. She doesn't care.
She doesn't even go here.
Yeah, she doesn't even go here. When confronted about this, they claimed that Amy was joking and that when she said, take me to a 3D hospital, and that she had made it very clear that she never wanted to be taken to a 3D hospital and had even signed documents to that effect. Former members who were still following the daily live streams even called the police to try and get a wellness check performed when group members in the videos were describing Amy's condition, saying that her eyes were rolling back in her head and she was having trouble staying awake.
Ugh.
Now, do I feel bad for Amy? No. She's a fucking white supremacist, anti-Semitic, cult-leading, psycho, horrible fucking person.
No, but do I want to watch someone actively die on a live stream?
Precisely. Exactly. So, like, I don't feel bad for her, but it's really fucked up that this whole group was just, like,
she's
complicit
ascending.
in this. Right. It's just it's a fucked up thing.
Yeah.
So the 7 Love Has Won members were charged in April 2021 for abuse of a corpse, as well as child abuse allegations, for abuse against, like, children that were in that cult because their fucking parents were in it.
Mm-hmm.
And they spent that whole summer of 2021 waiting for a trial, but the case was dismissed in September of 2021 after the coroner's report and the investigation concluded. So they just they were like, well, they were in this cult. Yeah, they said a bunch of fucking racist and anti-Semitic shit, but it's the internet and they didn't kill her. So we're just going to toss out this whole thing.
Well, yeah, they're not guilty of murder, but they're
right.
Whatever.
Yeah. So
I know it comes down to evidence and all that shit. So
yep. Well, and also they're all white. Like, it's evidence. The evidence didn't support it, but also the whole fucking system is perpetuating it. But whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So the current father god at the time of Amy's death was a man named John Castillo, who formed a second group called Joy Reigns, but not like Joy reigns like a kingly reign. It's like Joy rains, like rains down from the sky.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be like a double entendre, but it's stupid. It's basically the same thing as Love Has Won. And according to Rolling Stone, quote, Love Has Won in all of its new forms, including these like offshoots, continues to draw in people, receive donations, and sell products.
It's all about money, period.
Yeah, always. They continue to sell etheric surgeries, which they advertise as still being performed by Amy, albeit from the 5th dimension.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
The 5D Full Disclosure team also continues to work on its long-planned Crystal Schools charter school program.
Oh, good. Get the kids in there.
Yep. Especially with a child abuse allegation.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
Well,
so that's me, Kisha.
That was horrific, and I will never unsee
I know.
the purple corpse. Oh, they painted her.
Yeah.
With glitter around the eye sockets.
Uh-huh. Can you even imagine?
I am imagining. That's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah. You're welcome, honey.
Incredible.
Yep. Lady Cults. Well, I sure hope you liked that clip. If you did like that clip, make sure you are subscribing to our YouTube channel, leaving us a nice review, and joining us on Patreon for even more video content, audio content, salacious content all around. Come join us. Treat yourself.